Multiplying Binomial by Binomial by Miriam Gorbatov and Andrea Otimik. What is FOILing? FOILing is a process used to multiply binomials and trinomials. FOILing stands for first, outer, inner, and last. First, multiply the first term in each set of parentheses. Outer, multiply the outer term in each set of parentheses. Inner, multiply the inner term in each set of parentheses. And last, multiply the last term in each set of parentheses. So now let's try an example problem. Example problem 1. 3 plus 7x times 6 plus 2x. First, multiply the first term, so 3 times 6, 18. Next, multiply the outer term, so 3 times 2x plus 6x. Next, multiply the inner terms, which is 7x times 6, so 42x. And lastly, multiply the last terms, so 7x times 2x plus 14x squared. So now look if you can combine like terms, and we can see that we can combine 6x and 42x. So we can get 18 plus 48x plus 14x squared. And this is our final answer. So now let's try a problem. Let's try problem number 2. Problem number 2 is 2x plus 3 times 4x minus 2. So let's first multiply the first term, so 2x times 4x, that's 8x squared. Next, let's multiply the outer term, so 2x times negative 2, so minus 4x. Next, let's multiply the inner term, so 3 times 4x, so plus 12x. And last, let's multiply the last terms, so 3 times negative 2, so that's minus 6. So now let's see if we can combine like terms, and we can see we can combine negative 4x and 12x, and we can get 8x squared plus 8x minus 6. And this is our final answer. So now let's try a challenge problem. So our challenge problem is a plus 3b times 2a minus b. So first, let's multiply the first term, so that's 2a squared. Next, let's multiply the outer term, so a times negative b, that's negative ab. Keep in mind that there's a negative b, so we have to have a minus sign. Next, let's multiply the inner terms, so 3b times 2a, which is plus 6ab. And lastly, let's multiply the last term, so it's 3b times negative b, so it's negative 3b squared. And again, there's a minus sign. Now let's see if we can combine like terms, and we can combine negative ab and 6ab. So we get 2a squared plus 5ab minus 3b squared. And this is our final answer. So now let's try a word problem. So Andrea gets a bird cage for her birthday. She wants to find the volume of this cage, whose base has an area of 2x plus 3 square feet, and whose height is 4x plus 2. So 4x plus 2. So first, let's multiply the first term, so it's 8x squared. Next, let's multiply the outer term, so that's plus 4x. Next, let's multiply the inner terms, that's plus 12x. And then multiply the last term, so it's plus 6. Now we look if we could combine like terms, and we can combine 4x and 12x. And we get 8x squared plus 16x plus 6. And this is our final answer. By the way, Andrea has a cockatiel. So Now that we know how to multiply binomials by binomials, let's try multiplying binomial by trinomial. So for multiplying binomial by trinomial, the FOIL method cannot be used to multiply two sets of parentheses. So we will have to distribute. So our first problem is x plus 3 times 2x squared plus 10x plus 1. So first you have to distribute and go x times 2x squared plus 10x plus 1 plus 3 times 2x squared plus 10x plus 1. All we did here was put the x with the 2x squared plus 10x plus 1 and then do the same thing with the 3. So now we can distribute this x and we can get 2x cubed plus 10x squared plus x. And we can distribute this 3 and get plus 6x squared plus 30x plus 3. So now we have a lot of numbers and we have to combine like terms. So let's see what kind of like terms we can combine. We only have one 2x cubed, but we do have 2x squared. So we can combine 10x squared and 6x squared. I see an x here, we have a 30x, so we can combine these also. And now we can combine, so we get 2x cubed plus 16x squared plus 31x plus 3. And this is our final answer. So now let's try a practice problem. So our practice problem is, let's do number 1. Practice problem number 1 is x plus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4. So once again, we have to distribute each variable, so we get x times x squared plus 2x plus 4. And then we take the 2 and we go plus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4. Now we can distribute the x and distribute the 2. So to distribute the x, we would get x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x. And then we distribute the 2, we would get plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 8. Now we can combine like terms. We have 2x squared and 2x squared. We have a 4x and a 4x. And that's all we can combine. So we get x cubed plus 4x squared plus 8x plus 8. And this is our final answer. So now let's try a word problem. So our word problem is, Sal needs to find the volume of a tank whose base has an area of 3x squared plus 30x plus 5 square feet, and whose height is 8x minus 5 feet. And he wants to find the total volume. So first, we once again have to distribute. So we get 8x times 3x squared plus 30x plus 5. And then we just have to distribute negative 5. So we get minus 5. Keep in mind, you have a minus, not a plus. And we'd have minus 5, and I'm going to write it right here. We have 3x squared plus 30x plus 5. Now we can distribute the 8x and negative 5. So we have 24x cubed plus 240x squared plus 40x minus, because we have a negative 5 times 3x squared, so minus 15x squared plus minus 150x and minus 25. So now we have to combine like terms. So after we combine like terms, we would get 24x cubed plus, so we have to combine 240 minus 15, which is 235. So that's plus 235x squared. And then we can combine 40x and negative 50x, which is minus 110x minus 25. And this is our final answer. So now we have learned how to multiply binomials by binomials and binomials by trinomials. And you guys can complete the extra problems if you need more problems.